My name is Sophie Nicole, and this is Subnautica. Worth noting that I recorded 3 hours worth of gameplay in this series previous to this, which I scrapped for reasons I'm not going to go into right now. I had those hosted on YouTube unlisted because there was a particular person I was sharing the gameplay with, and between the two of us we decided that it might be nice to do this on publicly, and there were things that I needed to adjust with how I was recording in order to accommodate that. So here we are. I do play Subnautica modded, as the title to this video should indicate. You should be able to find the mods that I'm using in the description. There should be links to all of them. There are a number of them, but they all mostly do little things. I very much enjoy modding games. Certain games anyway. And this game is no different. So, I'm going to be going into this assuming that the viewer doesn't know a whole lot about Subnautica. I will try to make the gameplay as interesting as possible, although no promises. The recording software I have doesn't let me pause and then resume a recording, and my ability to edit video is near zero, so there may be moments when I'm trolling around looking for resources or whatever that would best be served with a cut. I don't know how to do cuts, so that may change in the future. We'll see. If I learn how to edit videos and splice videos together, or if I acquire other recording software that allows me to pause, or maybe if I start broadcasting, that I can pause a broadcast. I'm not sure how all of that works. I might play around with that. We'll see what happens. For now, I'm going to go into the options because this is the first thing I do with any game. And I've done this recently because I've been playing recently, but just for the viewer's pleasure, so to speak. I always have subtitles on because I have an audio processing disorder, and sometimes I don't understand what is being said. Display and sound. I'm moving the music volume to pretty much nothing because it gets very loud, and I've noticed in previous tests it drowns my voice out. I had turned this up for solo play recently, and I forgot to put it back. Volume, CPU cores, I'm not entirely sure how many of those I have, actually. I have an NVIDIA something or other graphics card, pretty decent graphics card, but I'm not sure if this is in the CPUs. Anyway, I'm going to have to look this setting up and see exactly what it is. So you can see the advanced options I have here, my graphics options, and of course if you want to see what these options are and scan through all of them, you can always pause at any point. I don't think I have any changes to the key bindings. Or the controller bindings, but I'm not using a controller right now. I have a fancy new controller that that is pretty good quality, but I'm not using it for a number of reasons, troubleshooting, and then here's some mod added settings. Disregard the bloopy sound, that's Windows notification. Anyway, these are the mod options. You can pause at any point to look at them if you'd like. And back. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one because that's the one that had been getting recordings before. This is the solo game I was playing, and I'm going to go ahead and close that one out too, because no, that's not what I wanted, because I recently finished that, and that was actually the first time I finished Subnautica at all, and holy shit, the ending was great. But we'll get to that. I say with a Grinch smile. So we have a number of different difficulty versions. We have creative, which is you don't need resources or food or water or oxygen. The story is disabled. You can't die. In other words, boring unless you're just building stuff and that's all you're doing, and you don't care about resources or progression or anything. Freedom is easy mode. I mentioned in my channel video, channel trailer? I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, that video that I usually go for easy games, easy mode in games. In this case, I'm not going to do that, partly because I do actually like hunger and thirst, and freedom, as you can see here, removes hunger and thirst. I like the hunger and thirst mechanics. Survival is the default. You need resources, you need to manage hunger and thirst, you can die, and when you die you lose items. Whenever you pick up an item after you were last in a habitat, those items you lose when you die, which is annoying, but it's a consequence of death, so, you know. And then hardcore mode doesn't give you O2 alerts when you're low on air, and it deletes your save when you die. I tried that once. It didn't go well. I died after like 10 minutes because I wasn't paying attention to how much oxygen I had, so I drowned to death, and my save was deleted, and I didn't go back. So, yeah, that's, I'm not happy about, my whole save being deleted, especially when I'm doing recordings. So we're going to start on survival. Something to keep in mind, which will help give a little context to some of the things, and you'll see this, as we pick up notes and get, computer messages and such. But humanity at this stage is very not aggressive. Like, weapons are illegal, and people, generally speaking, and I stress generally speaking, are not particularly violent at all. No weapons. Which is one of the gripes I have with the game, because there are predators in this game that want nothing more than to eat you, but you're not allowed to defend yourself. You can only defend yourself passively and like with passive deterrence and shit, and I don't like that at all. But the game as a whole is worth playing, so we're going to press any button.
Attention. Hull failure imminent. All personnel abandon ship. Launch in 3, 2, 1.
The fact that this life pod falls apart like this, during a, what you could call routine ejection, doesn't say good things about the engineers who designed it. Okay, so the lifeblood has landed and it's on fire. Oh, Jesus, too close. Oh, right. I've recently finished this game. I'm sitting here trying to push the left mouse button to do things. The aesthetic of the technology.
Minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
I try not to speak when there's computer talk going or radio going or what have you. So the aesthetic of the technology in this game really strongly reminds me of WALL-E. And I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, so we're going to go upstairs. I say upstairs. I'm going to need a repair tool. And there's the Aurora. I wonder if I can adjust the view distance. I don't think I can. Can I? Underwater range, surface range. Let's ramp you all the way up and see what happens.
The Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
Huh? Yeah. I don't know what the hell that was. Yeah, I don't like the pop in and cutting off half the ship. Anyway, I need a repair tool, and I'd like to get to that before it gets dark. So let me go ahead and run around and see if I can find the parts for that. Silicon, rubber, cave, sulfur, and titanium. Because if you look here, shit's broke, yo. Shit's broke. So we need to get shit to fix the shit. There's a whole fish, I think. I think it's the whole fish that is a unique whole fish when you first exit through the bottom. And I never managed to keep that. I catch it sometimes, but I don't usually manage to keep it. Shouldn't this have a battery? Well, anyway. Silicon, rubber, cave, sulfur, and titanium. Silicon rubber is... Where did we land here? Oh yeah, this is not a terrible area. Silicon rubber is easy enough to get. You need to go over to those things there. And you need to harvest... Let's harvest this too. I've been playing Ark for the last several hours. Ark Survival Evolved, and that has a very different what am I trying to say? Control scheme. With this game, you do things with the left and...
component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible. Life on this planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended.
Left and right mouse buttons. I was trying to say.
New blueprint acquired.
Before I was so rudely interrupted.
Oxygen.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Everything is getting dark. Okay. We are not dead. Whereas this game is... Or, Ark uses the, E as the default interact with things key. And, no, that was copper, not titanium. Well, but I have the metal salvage, that's right. And this game uses left-right buttons, and it's different, and I'm used to the other. So you can see... Let's not drown. So you can see here, in the vanilla game, these two would take up 8 spaces for each. In case you didn't look at the mods list, one of the mods that I have makes all items take up 1 space. I think that's better. I really don't like the level of inventory management that this game requires, so I don't engage with it. You can also see an extra equipment slot here. This is where you can slot in bags, equipment bags, which increases your inventory space even further. Yeah, that might seem like it's double dipping, having items take less space and giving yourself more inventory space. You could make that argument, and there's a certain logic to that, but my response to that is, yeah, do what I want. I needed silicon rubber, oh, cave sulfur. I need cave sulfur still, which means I need to deal with a crash fish. You know what? I'll need that when I get hit by the damn crash fish. Crash fish explode. Yeah. And they are found in, oh, this is right next to us here. That's going to be good for later because there's, quartz all over the inside of that thing. It's wonderful. I'm having trouble finding caves though. Crash fish have little pods that they nest in, and when they sense you coming near, they leave those pods and they explode, which doesn't seem very advantageous on an evolutionary... Yeah, see? See? That doesn't seem very advantageous on an evolutionary
Oxygen.
Standpoint.
Detecting sulfur deposits
But,
in local cave systems. Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
yes it is. But, you know, it's a thing that happens in the game, and not much we can do about it. We're gonna need those a little bit later. Oh, a whole fish. Sort of hoping to find a little bit more cave sulfur. Oh, there we go. I hate crash fish so much. 18 seconds of oxygen. Okay.
Oxygen.
Fuck. I might drown. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. No. I'm gonna die. Maybe. Oh, Jesus fuck. That was so close. Okay, on our way back, let's grab some fish.
Discovered.
Fish. Because we're going to need
New creature
food.
discovered.
Oh, Jesus, that was so fucking close. And I want to grab a couple of you two because I think we're going to need some water also.
Alien life forms may have
You know what?
unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
The game's trying to tell me to eat something. I know I need to eat something. That's why I'm picking up fish. Filtered water. I know I have a couple of water rations in the
fabricator cooks
which are fluid
small
there.
organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption. It is common
I know I
for those
have...
accustomed to synthetic foods to be repulsed by eating an animal carcass. Remember that humans survived this way for millennia. You can too.
Sorry, I bumped the microphone. My bad. She interrupted me and I have no idea what I was saying. Oh yeah, there's food and water rations in there, but I'm not going to utilize those just yet.
Systems online, running full environment diagnostic and outputting
Well,
results to
the water I'll utilize, but the food rations I'm not going to.
Radio online. Broadcasting emergency distress signal.
Okay, I need a scanner. What do I need for the scanner? Oh, I've got everything for the scanner. Cool. So, in vanilla, I would first have to go to resources.
Increased local
Basic.
radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core sustained during planet fall.
Basic materials and turn the metal salvage into titanium. And then I would have to craft the battery. And then I would have to go over here and craft the thing. But one of the mods I have allows you, as long as you have the basic materials that go into the finished product, you don't have to make the intermediate stuff. You just craft it, which is very helpful for my ADHD rattled
The scanner can be
potato
used to
brain.
synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data. Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor.
So the scanner is a very helpful tool. It lets you learn stuff. I've unlocked filtered water and a bunch of cooked and cured food. The cooked food, if I remember correctly, tends to give you more nutrients when it's fresh than the cured food, but the cured food lasts way longer. The cooked food decays and then becomes rotten, and it's not great. Excuse me. So that's a thing. I do want an O2 tank, and fins. I don't know if I have enough stuff for fins. Here I go pressing the E button again. Oh, here we go. O2 tank. Yay! You can see.
New blueprint acquired.
You can see here your oxygen down in the lower left, and the health, food, and water gauge. And when you remove the O2 tank, you only have 45 seconds of oxygen in your lungs. When you put the O2 tank here, it increases it to 75 seconds because it's your lungs, 45 seconds, plus the O2 tank, 30 seconds. And if you do what I do, can't do that yet because I don't have the resources, and make 2 of these, and you get down where you don't have enough oxygen and you need more oxygen and you don't have time to get to the surface, bloop, just switch, and now you have enough time to get to the surface, theoretically. Especially if you have fins that make you swim faster. It's been 24 minutes,
The fabricator
24
draws
and a
from
half.
available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment, using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
So we have voice logs here. I have OCD, so all of these like notifications, I have to get rid of them. So, bear with me. We're going to go through some of this stuff here. and I'm going to read through this. Most of this probably. In fact, no, I don't think I'm going to read through all of it, but when I click on the thing, you can, if you want to read it, you can pause and read through, and then I'll just keep going. So the air pump, I've never actually found a real reason to use, but you can have the air pump attached to a base or floating at the surface, and it'll give you oxygen. Like you can put pipes on it leading down and then suck oxygen out of it, which is like I could see that being useful, but I've never used it. The handheld scanner scans things, gives you blueprints, and analyzes organisms. Very helpful to have. I use it constantly. The repair tool obviously repairs things. Habitat installations. The aquarium, this is like a desktop aquarium type thing. Excuse me. It's not the alien containment unit, the room-sized aquarium, which I really like. I've never made one of these either, but they're, aesthetically pleasing. Fabricator, I love the fabricator. It's the idea of the fabricator is wonderful to me. Same thing with like Star Trek's hell, what do they call them? I've gone completely brain dead. It synthesizes energy from matter. Of course, the fabricator is more like a 3D printer on steroids, but either way, 3D printing, matter energy conversion, it's fucking amazing. I love it. Habitat builder, we're going to need one of these. They're kind of neat looking, but it lets you build habitats. And very useful, obviously. I like building habitats, even though I'm shit at designing things. Solar panel powers your habitats. Mobile vehicle bay builds vehicles. You have to find pieces of this and scan them to get the schematic, which is mildly annoying, but it's not that hard to find. Sea Glide. This makes swimming so much better. Environment Scan 4546 Beta. It's a Category 3 ocean planet, oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere, extensive biodiversity, may support Leviathan-class predators. Can I just say, the word Leviathan is such a good word. I really like that word. It's so good. The water is contaminated with high levels of foreign bacteria. Strictly speaking, that should be expected, assuming bacteria is a life form type that evolved here. But what it means, I think, is harmful foreign bacteria. Planet is beyond Federation space. Rescue unlikely. It's not recommended to explore this environment without hazardous material suits and extensive support apparatus. I have none of those, but we'll get by. Maybe. Two berth emergency life pod. That's the thing we're sitting in right now. All of that stuff. And if you paid attention when I opened the equipment locker there, all of this stuff was in there. Except the all environment protection suits. Those were not in there. All environment protection suit. I think technically we are supposed to be wearing this, but like, it doesn't protect from much. It doesn't protect from temperature or radiation or the most extreme conditions in the known universe. It doesn't do any of that. As we'll find out, in future episodes. The Aurora ship status, that's the Aurora. Like I said, very Wall-E vibes. And this is the information here if you'd like to pause and read. Start here. If you're reading this, then you have survived an emergency evacuation of a capital-class ship equipped with Altera technology. Congratulations, the hard part is over. No, it's not. Your PDA has automatically rebooted in emergency mode. This operating system has one directive: to keep you alive on a hostile alien world. If that is not possible, it will alert salvage teams to the location of your remains. It features full monitoring of vital signs for timely survival advice, blueprints for fabricating a range of essential survival equipment tailored to your environment, onboard camera, microphone, and OCR technology for short-range situational analysis, cross-compatibility with all Altera-compliant products. NB, I don't know what the NB is for. Your personal and work files have been encrypted and may be retrieved at a later date by a licensed engineer. Survival checklist. It's now 31 minutes. This will take only a minute or two to go through these two, and then I'll call it an effective introductory episode. Survival checklist. Number 1, administer first aid if required. We did that. Number 2, take inventory of available materials and supplies and decide on rations. Kind of did that. Number 3, survey the environment for threats and resources. Number 4, construct necessary survival equipment using LifePod Fabricator. Working on it. Number 5, check LifePod for damage and repair as necessary. We've done that. Number 6, broadcast local distress signal using LifePod short-range radio. We did that. You may have heard that while I was talking. Number 7, locate other survivors using line of sight or the radio. Haven't done that. Number 8, find or construct a more permanent habitat. We'll get to that. Number 9, maintain physical and psychological health until rescue. We will do our best. This information is meant as a general guide. In the first instance, you should always follow the advice of your PDA, which has taken your particular circumstances into account. That's not always helpful. Warning! Blueprint database corrupted. Damage to your PDA's hard drive has corrupted approximately 80% of stored survival blueprints. Blueprints may be reacquired by scanning a salvaged technology using the handheld scanner or by downloading plans from a shipboard databox. In the circumstances, these assets will most likely be found amongst wreckage from the Aurora. So those are the databank entries that we have so far. And they will greatly increase as we go along. And as we go along, I will go to efforts to make sure that they are at least all popped up on screen in their entirety long enough for you guys to pause and read if you'd like. And I will try not to go and take too much time doing this in future because, you know, some people would get bored. So just to cover what we have here in our PDA, we have the databank, which we've seen. We have the voice log, which we've seen. And
Scan complete. Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor.
As you can see, we can replay those entries. The photo manager, we haven't taken any photos. Beacon manager, now there's something special here. Number 1, you've got the visibility of the beacons, and you can change what the beacon actually, or the icon looks like, and I think in vanilla you have this option, but it's very limited options, maybe. And there's a mod that I have that greatly increases the number of icons you can use. And you can change the colors, which again is something that you can do in vanilla, but which a mod that I'm using greatly increases. Normally I keep the LifePod turned off because once I have an actual habitat, I don't go to the LifePod anymore. But we don't have a habitat yet, so I'm going to turn this to my favorite color. We also, thanks to a mod, have a map. Now this map has Fog of War. It unlocks as you explore the map. And it's got biome readouts, and you can see the biome here. We are currently in the safe safe shallows. It can show you a map of the jelly shroom, caves, the Lost River, the inactive lava zone, the active lava zone, all of those are showing up blank because I haven't found those yet. It zooms in and out. And as we find wrecks and such things, they will pop up icons on the map. And you can see up in the upper left corner here, there's coordinates, XYZ coordinates for our location, and you can see the X and Z coordinates on the map. The map is not vanilla, and neither are the coordinates in the upper left corner, and because I couldn't navigate my way out of a paper bag, I desperately need maps and coordinates, so hence the mod. And then you got blueprints here, and they're categorized. You got your basic materials here, and then electronics, water, cooked food, cured food, equipment, and these are added to, and you get more categories as you go along and get more blueprints. But tools, I need some more titanium so I can make a survival knife. Machines, things you can modify in the modification station, these three are added through a mod. And then base pieces, which we'll get into once we start building habitats. Base walls, the hatches, the windows, the reinforcements. I like the windows. It shows the water around you and it's beautiful. Exterior modules, including right now the solar panel, and then other exterior, the base attached air pump. Ladder, interior modules like your fabricator, your radio, etc. Resource screens, which are fucking amazing and are added by a mod. And then miscellaneous, like signs, which I sometimes use but not usually, and then analog and digital clocks. Because clocks. Yes, I like clocks. Knowing what time it is helpful. And then, of course, the inventory screen. You've got your flippers.
Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
Face mask, swimsuit, whichever one you have equipped if you have one. Electronic stuff like your compass, gloves, extra stuff. Clear that notification. And I have, by vanilla standards, you only have 5 hotbar slots. I have a mod that increases the amount of slots that you have, and that's kind of convenient because number one, you can have more things readily accessible, and number two, I have a Razer Naga Trinity with detachable side plates, and the one I'm using right now has 12 buttons, so I can do this with just my mouse, and it's wonderful, and I love it. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put you away. I'm going to put these away for right now. Oh, wait a minute. There's a radio thing.
This is Aurora. Distress signal received. Rescue operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
Yeah, it never occurred to me the previous times I've heard that was the Aurora responding to your life pod's emergency signal, which seems a little redundant since if you're in this life pod, you probably came from the Aurora. But anyway, it's getting dark. Or it's about to anyway. And it's been almost 10 minutes longer than I intended this video to be. but it's an introductory video highlighting all of the, you know, what's this and what is that over there and things like that. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait around between this video and the next recording so that it's daytime again. And have I unlocked a bed yet? Because if you sleep on a bed, no, I have not. If you sleep on a bed, you fast forward time to the next day, which is nice. So we're just gonna have to deal with the darkness. I'm gonna try and wait around between this video and the next recording so that you don't have to deal with the darkness nearly as much. In the meantime, however, I hope you enjoyed. This has been Subnautica.